KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today look, this is going to be a really interesting video. I'm going to show you something really weird and how things can go wrong and things can go right. Okay, I found this piece of pork belly in the bottom of my freezer. I checked the date, it was 3 years old. Okay, not ideal, but looking at it after I defrosted it, it was not freezer burnt apart from a tiny bit of the skin, and I thought, hey, look, let's just get on with it and let's just do this. Alright, so I've got a utility knife. I put a brand new blade in my utility knife and I'm just going to give the skin a nice good score. I've set that blade around about 5mm deep, right? So just nice and gently with that really nice sharp blade, we're going to give this a bit of a score. Now, this is not a win or a fail video, it is both. So look, just hang on, watch the video with me, and look, we're going to have a little bit of fun along the way. I'm trying different techniques and learning new things, of course, with my smoker. So I've given that all a good score with the knife, and as you can see, those nice little slits all through the skin there. That's exactly what we want for this. And all I'm simply going to do, I'm going to put that on a wire rack, and we're going to let this air out overnight. As I said, the meat was not freezer burnt, smelled and looked absolutely perfect. Alright, next day I'm going to turn that upside down. After it's been in the refrigerator overnight, I probably could have dried this out a little bit longer, but given the age of the meat, I didn't want to risk it much more. So I'm going to put a few little slices on the meat side of the pork belly, just like I'm doing there. So we're going to cross hatching type method, and as you can see, we've got some loose bits of meat. They're going to fall off, don't worry. We're going to season that up. You're going to use your favourite barbecue rub if you like. I'm just using a pre-bought Master Foods general purpose seasoning. Alright, really simple. I just bought that from Costco. But rub that all into the little grooves, nooks and crannies, just like I'm doing right there, and that's going to get the flavour deep into that meat. Right, add as much or little as you like. I'm really going to load this one up. Alright, so we're going to do that, right, just like that, and if we've got anything on top, we'll give that a little bit of a brush off, make sure there's no moisture in that skin. I'm going to attempt to get a crackling on this, but given the age of it, I'm not very hopeful at all. Right, some salt over the top, just like that. Right, plenty of it, of course. Okay, and that's going to help draw out any of the moisture from the skin, so we might have some sort of an attempt at getting a bit of a crackling. Rub all of that in, just like I'm doing right there. Okay, a little bit more, of course. A little bit more is always better, and pork will always absorb salt quite nicely, because yeah, meat loves salt, salt loves meat. So give all of that a bit of a rub through, just like that. So when you've finished giving your pork a bit of a massage, it might be time to let's light a fire. I'm going a different way today in the way I'm running the smoker as well. I thought, well, look, I'm experimenting with 3-year-old pork. Let's experiment with our fire. I'm actually going to use basically wood only. So here I've got some nice Australian hardwood, nice little splits, nice little pieces like that, and we're going to get a raging fire happening. Okay, and we want to get our smoker really nice and hot so we can shock that meat when we put it in. As you can see, raging fire like that. You can see the flames even coming up on the inside. Absolutely fine. Alright, I'm going to get my pork belly, and I'm going to put that skin side down in the smoker, right, just like that. Alright, so what I'm basically going to be doing, I'm cooking that at somewhere around about 135 to 150 degrees, a little bit higher for the initial shock. You can see right there, everything is sort of pegged a little bit, sort of redlining a little bit, right, rather than the 200 degree mark. And as I said, we just want to shock that meat. Okay, we're going to cook that off for a little while just to get the shock value happening, and as you can see, we're already getting a bit of colour on the meat. Right, I'm going to have a look, see how that's going. I'm going to turn that 90 degrees. That's after about 15 minutes. I will check the smoker every 15 minutes to make sure we're doing okay. I have moved the meat over a little bit to see if I do have any attempt at getting crackling at all, and it looks like we're getting a little bit of crunch on there. I'm not really hopeful for this one at all, but what I am going to do, I'm going to put some chicken stock in and just fill that until it becomes just below the skin line. Alright, so we're just going to keep our pork meat nice and juicy. Alright, so put that in just like that, and try and make sure everything's nice and level as well. I've just given that a little bit of a hit with a little bit of a sharp, as we call it, a little bit of a skewer to see how crunchy that is. I've turned that to keep things nice and even. I'm going to close that lid and keep cooking that off for another hour or so. It was about an hour and a half initially. I'm going to make up some caramelized onions to go with this. I wanted a little bit of a side. So onions straight in the pan, a little bit of butter. They can go all straight into the pan, and all we have to do there is just cook those down until they go a little bit brown. Right, I've added in just a tiny bit of honey there as well, a little bit of pepper. Right, we're just going to caramelize these down and make up like our own quick onion type jam. Alright, a little bit of sweet soy sauce, a bit of ketchup mayonnaise, that can go straight in. It's going to give nice colour and nice sweetness to our onions as well. Okay, so basically this whole video I'm just showing you how I'm experimenting, and yeah, as I said, it's not a complete fail. So we're going to caramelize those onions down. That's not going to take very long at all. I'm also going to add in a little bit of Mang Thomas sauce, that Filipino all-purpose seasoning sauce. You can get that from your local supermarket or Asian supermarket. That's it, Mang Thomas all-purpose sauce. Unless you live in the USA, the FDA banned it because the FDA hates the people in the US. You can buy it anywhere else. If you want to get this from the US, you can import it directly from the Philippines. A little bit of honey, like as I said before, we're going to put a nice sickly sweet onion jam on this one. Alright, just keep stirring that down until it goes nice and dark and all the onions are cooked. Alright, so now I'm going to try and cut my pork. Right, my pork belly. As you can see, the outside does have quite a tough skin, and there were little bits of crackling, unedible, I'm going to admit, but the pork itself was really juicy, soft, tender, and full of flavour. Okay, anyway, so there you go. I'm showing you what a 3-year-old pork belly looks like when you cook it. Look, I don't recommend you do this one at home, but look, I really do appreciate you watching this video. If you made it this far, hit that like button, gives me confidence, should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Hit the notifications bell, share it with your friends. Look, this is a stupid video, but I'm just going to put this up on Tuesday, where I'll put up my little quickie videos and all the rest of it. But look, even someone's been cooking since the age of 7 can screw up in the middle of their 50s. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to, please subscribe, and I'll catch you with a better recipe in a couple of days next time. Alright, bye.